over. Yes. Invoking an overload constructor using this keyword in C#, right?
Yes, sir.
Anybody have any queries?
No, sir.
No, sir.
So we are moving ahead to discuss about destructor in the C# as a part of C# class. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Tell me, what do you mean about destructor? Destroy means
Good object.
destroy means remove, right? And delete it. Yes. But destructor, only those person can understand who already attended or what class? Constructor class, right or not? Observe carefully here. Open or Visual Studio. Load the application, My Console Apps. This all code we can remove, no use. Save it. Today this topic we will complete. Observe.
Recording in progress.
All right. In this session, we are going to discuss about destructor in C#. Before this, we have completed about constructor in C# class. So now I'm going to discuss the destructor in C# with the real-time examples. And please recall previously what we have discussed, that is called constructor in C#. All right. So the big question arises, what is destructor in C#? What is destructor in C#? And then we'll see their usage. So what we can say, destructor in C# are also method. Destructors in C# are also a method, right? Inside the class defined to destroy the instance of the class when they are no longer needed. And destructor is called implicitly by the .NET runtime component called garbage collector. Therefore, programmer has no control as when to invoke the destructor. You do not have control when to invoke the destructor. It is going to invoke automatically at runtime by the .NET runtime component called garbage collector. Right? an instance variable, or we can say an object is eligible for destroying when it is no longer used into our application, when it is no longer reachable into the application execution time. That is what all about what is it? Destructor. So we can say destructor is also one of the special type of methods and present in a class, like how we have a special type of method constructor having the same name as the class name, but only the thing is what destructor must be prefixed with what is it? One tilde mark. One what mark? Tilde mark. To denote it is a different from constructor. And the constructor in C# is called when the object of the class is created. On the other hand, destructor of the C# gets executed when the object of the class is destroyed. So when the object of the class is getting destroyed, that time destructor will invoke, and while invoking you wanted to execute some kind of code to perform some operation, then writing code into what? This special method called destructor. Actually, the constructor and destructor method methods will exactly have the same name as the class to which they belong, but to differentiate between that, destructor must uses prefix notation called tilde mark. Prefix notation called what is it? Tilde mark. Prefix notation called what is it? Tilde mark. Got my point? Yes. Yes. So that point you need to understand. That point you need to understand. So let me highlight for your reference the destructor is also a special type of method present in a class, just like a constructor having the same name as the class name, but prefix with this tilde mark, with what is it? Tilde mark, right? The constructor in C#, constructor in C# is called when the object of the class is created. On the other hand, the destructor in C#, gets executed when the object of the class is destroyed, and the object of the class is what is it? Destroyed, right? The constructor and destructor methods will exactly have the same name as the class which they belong. So to differentiate these two, so to differentiate these two, a tilde operator is used before the destructor method. Before the destructor method. For example, there is a class name, suppose example, class and demo, many things. Open, close. Here we have example, right? Opening, closing. This is known as, what is it? Constructor. Right. Below we have start with the tilde mark, name as a class name, example. This is, what is it? Destructor, which invoked whenever the object of the class is going to be destroyed. Right. So how we are differentiating? By using the tilde mark before the destructor name, which is also must be same name of the what? Class name. Right. Apply with what? Tilde mark. Applied with, what is it? Tilde mark. Right. The most important point, that you need to keep in the mind is all right. I'm back now. It was disconnected due to power cut. So what I was trying to tell you, the most important point that you need to keep in the mind, that a destructor method cannot have any parameters, as well as cannot be applied with any modifier. With, what is it? Any modifier. Right.
Yes, sir.
These 2 points everybody need to remember.
Yes, sir.
So the important points here I can highlight. Important points which to be noted down by everybody.
Yes, sir.
A destructor is unique to its class. That is, there cannot be more than one destructor in a class. So there is no chance of destructor overloading. Per class can have only one destructor.
One destructor.
Per class can have only one destructor.
One destructor.
The point is a destructor, right, is, what is it? Unique to its class. That is, there cannot be more than one, what is it, destructor in a class, right? A destructor
sir.
is unique to its class, that is there cannot be more than one destructor in a class.
Class.
Point number two, a destructor has no return type, has no, what is it,
A return type.
return type, and has exactly the same name as the what name?
Class name.
Class
Class name.
name. Class name has the same name as the, what is it,
Class name.
class name, including the same case means small capital, right or not?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Including the same case also. In the example, class name E capital, so here also E capital, right or not?
Yes, sir.
Next, it is differentiate between the constructor and destructor with the, what is it, tilde symbol prefixed to its, what is it, name, right?
Yes, sir.
It is distinguished apart from a constructor, because of the, what is it, tilde symbol, a tilde mark, that is this one, right?
Yes, sir.
Prefixed to its name, to, what is it, it's a name. Next, a destructor does not accept any parameters and, what is it, modifiers. This is very, very important.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Next one, when you cannot have public also, just like this you create, like this you create, and no parameters. Why not parameter? You are not having control to call this, right? It is implicitly called whenever the class object is going to destroy it by the dot and runtime garbage collector, right? Right?
Yes, sir.
It cannot be defined. It cannot be defined in structures. It is only used with, what is it, classes. It cannot be defined in, what is it, structures. It is only used with, what is it, classes. Next one, it cannot be overloaded. It cannot be, what is it, overload
Overload.
or inherited, right or not? Inherited.
Yes, sir.
It is called when the program exists, right or not?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Internally, destructor call the what, finalize method of the base class of the object.
Yes, sir.
So the 2 points important. The destructor must have naming, start with the tilde mark that differentiate from the constructor. It must use the same name of the class name, including same case. Does not accept any parameters or modifiers, and it cannot be overloaded are inherited.
Inherited.
It is only used with what is that? Classes.
Classes.
It is only used with what is that? Classes. It is only used with what is it? Come on.
Classes.
Classes. Right. All right. Now, people ask one question to you in the interview. What question they ask in the interview? When to use destructor? When to use, what is it? A destructor.
Destructor.
Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
When to use a destructor. One more point let me add here. One more point let me add over here. The point is very, very important. It is called when the program exits. The program, what is it? Exits. Exits, not exist. Exit means out, right or not?
Yes, sir.
In any shopping mall you enter, there is an in and out. Out means exit, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm talking about exit, not exist. Clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So it is called
The
when the
program
program, what is it?
exits.
Exits. Right. Correct. Fine, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. One more point I want to add, advanced level. Internally, destructor called the finalize method. Finalize method on the base class of object. Base class of what is it? Object.
Object.
Right. Now, the next thing is, when is a destructor method called in C#? When will be the object of a class get destroyed in C#? There are the few questions. There are the, what is it? Few
Good question.
question. The question number one, when is a destructor method called in, what is it? C#. When is a destructor method called in a C#? A destructor method gets called when the object of the class is destroyed, or when the object of the class is no more used, no longer used, right or not? A destructor method gets called
Yes,
when
sir.
the object of the class is destroyed, right? When the object of the class is destroyed, or when the object is no longer used. Are you getting point? When the
Yes,
object
sir.
of the class is no longer used, right? Now the next one more question is, when will be the object, when will be the object of a class, when will be the object of a class get destroyed in C#? So when will be the object of a class get destroyed in, what is it? C#. So what is the answer for this? People ask, hey, when the object of class getting destroyed? So you are saying the answer is the object of a class in C# will be destroyed by the, what is it, garbage, by the garbage collector in any of the following cases. Right. So object of a class in C# will be destroyed by whom? Garbage collector. Right? In short, we call it a GC, which is the component of .NET CLR, which is the component of, what is it? .NET CLR.
CLR.
Got my point?
Yes, sir.
Correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So one thing is clear, the object of class in C# will be destroyed by whom? Not by you, by the what? GC, garbage collector, which is the component of .NET runtime. That is what CLR, right?
Yes, sir.
Because .NET has one feature called automatic memory management. You are not bothered about what manage the memory. It is all taken care by the what? .NET runtime component called GC, garbage collector. So first case into this. Case number 1. At the end of program. At the end of program execution. Listen my point, very, very important in real-time scenario. Any object of class in C# will be destroyed by the garbage collector, no doubt. But in the following cases, case number 1, when I'm running the program and program execution going to end, after that nothing is available. At the end of program execution, each and every object that is associated with the program, right, will be destroyed by the garbage collector, by the garbage what is it, collector, by the garbage collector. At the end of what is it, program execution, each and every object that is associated with the program will be destroyed by the what is it, garbage collector. Got my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. Next one. Second case. The implicit calling of garbage collector GC, right, occurs right sometimes in the middle of the program execution provided the memory is full, so that the garbage collector, the GC, will identify identify as unused object, will identify in any unused objects of the program and destroy them. It's no longer used anywhere in the program, then destroy them. So what I'm saying, that implicit calling of the what garbage collector occurs sometimes in the middle of the program execution, right? Provided the memory is full, so that the garbage collector will identify unused objects, the objects which are not using anywhere, right, of the program, and destroy them. Third following case is the explicit, means manually by your own. The explicit means manual. The explicit calling of the garbage collector GC can be done in the middle of program execution, right, with the help of the GC dot collect, what is it, collect, right, statement, so that if there are any unused objects, if there are any unused objects associated with the, what is it, program, will be destroyed in the what is it, middle of the program execution. What is it, execution. So it is the third case. The explicit calling of the what GC can be done in the what middle of the program execution with the help of GC means garbage collector dot collect statement,
Collect.
so that if there are any unused object associated with the program, will be destroyed in the middle of the program execution.
Yes, sir.
Got my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Understood, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So GC, garbage collector, automatically destroyed, right, the what is it, unused object, no longer used object, right or not?
Yes, sir.
Understood now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And even though explicitly we can calling of GC can be done in the middle of the program execution with the help of the GC dot collect statement, so that if there are any unused object associated with the program, will be destroyed in the middle of the what is that program executions. Let's see the one example. Here I'm going to have the one class. I'm going to create class name ABCD, right? Class name anything. I'm giving class name is what, example. All right, my side power is cut, right? If sudden maybe end the meeting, then I can't do. So till how long running, then let's run it, right? Middle a power come,
Yes.
then fine.
Yes, sir.
Class name, what is that? Example. And for this class, I may have some class members. Right?
Yes, yes.
So I'm having the class member like called one int x comma int y. Is the two class field. And here I'm having class constructor public sample, right? And using in this default constructor, writing x equals to 0, right? And y equals to what is it? 0, right?
Yes, sir.
Not sample, our class name, what example. It's example. I have one parameterized constructor public example int a comma int what is it b.
And B.
That is assigned to x and y class field. X equal to a and y equals to
Y
what is
equal
it? B.
B.
Right. Next one may have some method. You may have some what is it? Method. Like public display. Public return type I'm giving wired. Method display what is it? Values. Open close. Console dot write line of what is it? X value is x value is placeholder 0. Here pass the what value? X. Similarly, we can also output display on console screen y value is here, y pass to print it. Now I'm having one destructor. This is what? Destructor tilde mark and what is the name? Example, right? Opening, closing. Sorry, this it is a method, no? It's a method parenthesis open close, no parameters, open close. And in this I'm writing a statement console dot write line, just simply what is it? Destructor method is what is it called, right? This to be right, this to be displayed onto the what? Output screen. Onto the what? Screen. Output is nothing, screen, right? Or we can write the objects are destroyed, right or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Destructor method is called and objects are destroyed. So below I'm writing console dot write line, and here what is it? Objects object are what is it? Destroyed, right? Fine. Done this. Now going to what is it? Class program, where we have main method. In this class program, we are creating the one instance of the what? Example class. So example object name, what is it? Object name, what is it? Ex, right? Equals to ex1 equals to new example. This time default constructor or parameterized constructor. I'm writing parameterized constructor 10, 20, right? So using this xy value we assign with what is it? 10, 20. Now I'm writing what is it? ex1 dot what is the method? Display values. Yes, calling the what? Display value method. And after this I'm not having any other code. So whenever I run the application start executing from main entry point, and in the main entry point this code executed, the ex1 object created, and this ex1 object further using for calling method, right or not? But after this line execution, anywhere ex1 object is going to be used?
No, sir.
Not going to be used. So the ex1 instance is no longer used. If no longer used, no longer needed, destructor will be called at this place, right?
Yes, sir.
So let's run the application. Let's run the application and you observe. When I'm running the application execution start, right? What happened? X value is what? 10. Y value is what? 20.
20.
Right? And after that, not display anything, na? Right?
No, sir.
It's not display like a destructor method is called, objects are destroyed, right or not?
Yes, sir.
Because object is there, but this object available as a new instance, and after these 2 lines of code, right, you are not using anywhere, but you did not say also that no longer needed, right?
Yes, sir.
You did not say that no longer needed. Got my point?
Yes, sir.
So how we can say no longer needed? How you can say no longer needed? By setting what is it? By setting what is the null value to the object. Are you getting my point? Null value to what is that? Object. Null value to what is it? Object. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
So here what happening? The creating the class object example 1, right? By using new keyword of this class with the parameter as consider what is it? Assign the value 10, 20.
Yes, sir.
Then calling what method? Display value method calling, right?
Yes,
To
sir.
display the value of the what? This instance ex1. This ex1, right or not?
Yes.
And a destructor to destroy the object when the instance is no longer needed, and in the whatever code written, the code gets what is it? Executed.
Yes, sir.
So here I'm going to do what is it? Ex1 object equals to what is it? Null. Then you run an object that. What happening? Anything displayed? Well, display X value is 10 and Y value is what is it? 10, right or not?
Yes, sir.
X value 10 and what is it?
Y value.
Y value 10, right?
Yes, sir.
Got my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
But right now, even the null set, even the program in execution mode, right? Program is in what mode?
Execution mode, sir.
Execution mode, right? Once this execution, you are going to press any key to close the window. Close, then it is going to be what is it? Fire the destructor. Got my point?
Yes, sir.
So that firing and printing on the console. So when console window close, what printing we are unable to see? Yeah, right or not? We are unable to see. Correct or not correct?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
To see the output of that, do we have any other things like system dot diagnostics dot I can show the output into the after console window closing into this outputs window, right? Getting a point? Debug dot write line, writing something. Hello destructor. Hello, what is it? A destructor. Or I can show by debugging whether destructor firing or not after the end of the program execution, right?
Yes, sir. Yes. Debugging, sir.
Yes, wait. This has happened, right? And in output window, press and it will close the window. So in debug window, not this code.
Sir, debugging is better option, sir.
Debugging is better. So here I put the breakpoint.
Yes, sir.
And here I put the breakpoint.
Then
Let's run the
destructor.
application. This object going to create, then parameterized constructor getting called,
Yes, sir.
a value is coming, yes, b
10.
value is coming,
20.
20. Initialize to class field x and y.
Yes, sir. Yes.
After that, display value is called,
Yes.
yes,
And
display,
then
display.
destructor.
You can see both the display, x value is, y value is.
Yes, sir.
Then F11, right? Example 1, object is set to what? Null.
Yes, sir. Then destructor.
After that, is not going to destructor right now because program into execution mode. Once we close, then only going, but we are unable to see. So what we'll do that, show you explicitly. GC dot, what is it? Collect method. GC dot, what is it? Come on.
Collect method.
Collect method. It forces an immediate garbage collection to all generations. So now this time run this. Explicitly we are making, right? So now say continue. Yes. Press enter. Oh, it is not getting called now also. It should come to this place, right? What is the class name?
Example.
Okay, all right.
Sir,
And-
ex1 dot calling destructor, sir. ex1.
Here available, no, GC the predefined nothing but type dot collect method. Okay, got my point.
Yes, sir.
And wait, actually executing, but we are unable to see the result. So for that, let me write console dot read key method. Wait for user to close the window. Anna?
Mhm.
Wait for user to wait for the what?
Close the
Wait for
window.
user to close the window. Right. All right. Now let's run this. Step into yes, 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 yes. Display value method called yes, correct, correct, correct. Display also. Step into ex1 set null. Say gc.collect coming or not? gc.collect.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, now.
Then come console.read key. Then where is available? Step into read key, waiting for key, sub key enter, then coming here. Thereafter, step into just going out, right? And coming, press any key to close the window. Okay, 1 minute. Close this. This application where it is created into my console apps. Right click on this, go to open folder in file explorer. Okay. And here available the bin folder in the debug folder, .NET 500 tablet framework. And this is our application, right or not?
Yes, sir.
exe. And this is the what? DLL. This path, copy, come to command prompt, cmd, and here cd that path. We came over here. Now here write nothing but .NET console app 1.dll, right or not?
Yes, sir.
.NET console app 1.dll. X value is 10, Y value is 20, waiting for user to read any key, right? But the destructor code, firing, not firing, in that we have written code to test purpose to write a statement that is not displaying, right or not?
Yes, sir.
So where we are doing mistake into this, even the manually we have called up gc.collect, right or not, and set to null that no longer use of this object. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Example ex1 equals to new example of pass the parameterized constructor value, setting collect class, correct, class consider default parameter, they all firing, display value method firing, and destructor start with what, tilde mark, right, and available what, name of the destructor same as a class name, correct, opening curly brace, closing curly brace, or writing statement, simple statement to print, right or not. If this is printed, it means what is it? This destructor is getting fired. Destructor is getting what is it? Fired. But control flow is not coming at all to the what is it? This destructors. In our program, there is a mistake. Can you catch anybody? Identify. Class program main method. From main method, we have done this. So program start executing from the main method. After this, no longer use, and even the manually we have called gc.collector. It forces an immediate garbage collection for all the generations, right? And object name is what, ex1 only. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Remove from here, come to the ex1 equal to null. I said backup also going to be in. Step into, yes, read key, waiting for user to read the key. This is printed, enter key, coming over here, then should go to destructor, but it's not going. Destructor of the which class? Example.
Example.
An example class only, object we have instantiated, right or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you try at your end. Meanwhile, I will check it, right? Because my side backup is going to be end another
Yes, sir.
few minutes there, right? And I will check it and what mistake we have done, right? I'll update into right or not.
Yes, sir. Yes.
And you also try at your end this example, like class object create and initialize the class field using parameters constructor, call the what method, and see without making any things. Once the program end, then this is getting fed or not, or manually set to null and call gc dot what is it, collect.
Yes, sir.
Got my point?
Yes, sir.
Everybody? Everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And report me into the WhatsApp, okay?
Yes, sir.
Then this distribution will be completed. And if not done, then allow me to check it mind, my once power come mind, then what in this mistake, something we have done in the syntax, very simple, tilde mark already given this one, but still some missing, we are doing that, right? Then I'll update into WhatsApp group, okay now?
Yes, sir.
So this will be completed after correction. This will be completed. Then we'll be moving next about the methods, method parameters, right? Types of parameters, call by value, call by reference. These all we are going to discuss.
Yes, sir.
Right now.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and I'll conclude your notes point also. Right.
Yes, sir.
Okay then, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes. Thank you, sir.
Right.